about the future. That notwithstanding, I understand that we live in very complicated and difficult moments in life now. Things are changing very rapidly. We are just out of a pandemic that defied national boundaries, called coronavirus. But at the end of the day, we have succeeded and survived. And that is a testimony of the human spirit, telling us and other people that the human will can always endure. As we look forward to the future, I want to invite you to always be able to celebrate your individuality, your uniqueness, your authenticity. That deep within you, there is something special and great that Almighty God has given to you. That the universe has endowed on you so much that if you unleash and organize, you can actually bless the world with. We are here today to have a communication with that greatness that resides within each and every one of you. And to make you to be comfortable and competent and to feel that you have a place in this world, you have something to do and you have something to contribute. That notwithstanding, as you look towards the future, as you move towards your better destinies, hoping for a better day, know that you're going to encounter many difficulties, many problems, many troubles. You're going to fail some of the times. But those things should not define you. What will define you should be your imagination, your invention. You didn't come around the world merely to be a spectator, an observer. You came here because there was something in you that you had to contribute to the world. You came here because you had to be a blessing to humanity. You had to be the meaning. We sometimes spend our time looking for meaning, forgetting that we have been endowed with ability to create new meaning and to give it to humanity. Look, Nietzsche was true when he said that along the way, when you meet the rocks, it is left up to you whether the rocks would be stepping stones or stumbling blocks. It is left up to you whether the barriers you are going to meet in your life will be impediments or there will be pedestals for you to stand on and even conquer the future more. One of the most brilliant Roman emperors by the name Marcus Aurelius, he once said that when you are faced with difficulties, remember that any impediment to action advances action, and what stands on the way becomes the way. Any hurdle becomes an invitation for you to build strength and to refine character. There is nothing that the human will cannot do, and there is nothing that we cannot do as one people. As we celebrate our diversities, we should never forget that whether you are the black race, or the blue race, or the green race, or the yellow race, we are first of all the human race. And our destinies are tied together. Dr. King once said that we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. What affects one directly affects the other indirectly. For some strange reason, he said, I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. And you can never be what you ought to be until I'm what I ought to be. So my dear friends, know that we are in the same ship, heading towards the same destination. And whether or not we like it or not, we are going to arrive the future as one people, irrespective of where we come from, the colors of our skin, our surnames, our geographical regions, whether we come from rich families or poor homes, from villages or towns or cities. We are heading towards the same common destiny. I do commend the efforts of the world government because they have done their best, they are doing their best to make sure that this country of Wales should become more inclusive, should become more diverse, should become more equal, that this great nation where we are living in should become most anti-racist. And this makes people like me to really believe that we have a voice, that we are responsible for the creation of even a better nation. And we have pledged that we are going to make sure that this nation arrives the greatness it deserves. We're going to help this nation by beginning to help our neighbors, help the country by helping our communities. We believe that there is something in us that we can give to this country. We're going to work too hard to succeed and give more than what we receive in a special way. We shall tell the world how wonderful it is to be Welsh. My dear friends, I believe in you, and you should believe in yourself. Know that there is something which you should offer to humanity. Know that there is something strictly connected to your individuality, and express that without apologizing to anybody. Somehow deep within you, you should be able to say, I am black but beautiful. I'm white but beautiful. I'm blue but beautiful. I'm green but beautiful. Whoever you are, however you think, there is no one who is good for nothing. There is no one without consequences. There is no one that was left empty. But you owe yourself to look deep inside and ask yourself, what have you brought to the world? What has the universe endowed in you? What is it that if you give to the world, you make the world a better place? And if you ask these genuine questions, you are going to see that there is a lot for you to do to the world. Believe that you have something that transcends beyond you, that goes beyond time and space and place, that a child somewhere far away from your home and your time will have a more enabling life because of your own sacrifices. That's who we are meant to be. That notwithstanding, some days you are going to fall. Some days you are going to be defeated. Some days life will not look well. But when you fall, don't stay down too long. Get up, dust off, and carry on. Some days you'll be shattered, but the good thing is that human nature is malleable. When shattered, with a strong will, you can gather it again. You can bring it together again. And strong people, courageous people, all the champions you revere and respect, they have scars in their bodies or in their minds or in their hearts because they have fallen many times more than anybody, but they never gave up. Giving up should not be in your vocabulary. Aim to become the best that man or woman can be. Look forward to tomorrow and know that you're anticipating a great future, and that future will be your invention. You are the one creating that future. It's not coming from nowhere. Your future is coming from your own choices. So remember that the world needs your imagination, your creativity, your invention, your own perspective, your innovations, your talents, and your character. When you remember these things, you know that you are beyond yourself. So anything that you are doing will have consequences for humankind. One of my greatest heroes, Nelson Mandela, is also your hero, or the hero to some people in the world. He stayed in prison for 27 years because of his beliefs. He was against a kind of nasty regime in South Africa called apartheid. And this regime was very racist. The regime meant that some people, just because of the colors of their skin or their surnames or their geographical origins, they were more favored, more privileged than others. Nelson fought for this cause so much, and he wanted that that regime should be stopped. And then he went to prison. What baffled me was that through these 27 years in prison, he kept his faith and his hope, his resilience continued, and his determination. I don't know how he managed. Because every year, he was given the choice. Would you be able to denounce your fight against apartheid, against freedom, and be set free, free in quotes? But he would always say, how can I be free when Soweto is not free? How can I be free when Johannesburg is not free? How can I be free when Cape Town is not free? In his words, freedom is only accomplished when you live in such a way that frees other people. Studying his life, I realized that there was a poem that Nelson Mandela used to recite every day. This poem is called Invictus by a guy called William Ernest Henley. I've heard Oprah Winfrey recite this poem. I've heard Morgan Freeman recite this poem. And I want to terminate my talk here this morning with this poem. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the first clutch of circumstance, I have not wings, no quite allowed. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the whole of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scrolls. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I'm telling you here today, my friends, and especially the young people, you are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. You are the handicap that you must face. You are the one who must choose who you want to be. If you definitely choose who you want to be in the world, the universe will conspire and give that thing to you. Who do you want to be? Not what, but who. I urge you to believe big, dream big, aim big, and do your best to become that big, because that is very possible. No one else but you will do that for you. Thank you.